I don't know about y'all, but that was better than what I was expecting. Holy crap! We may have actually had the best WWE show possible at this point in Saudi Arabia. Now, that's not saying much when you've looked at the past nonsense we have gotten here with finishes, ridiculous last minute entries, surprise returns, all kinds of nonsensical moments. But Crown Jewel 2021 as a show was pretty darn good. I am not gonna lie, I enjoyed myself. I'm looking forward to talking to you about it. Let's dive in. What's going on, everyone? Your boy here, Apollo from Down, Down, Up, Up. As of course discussed, it is time to talk about Crown Jewel 2021. What went down, what the highs, what the lows. We going into it. Kickoff, fun match. Usos Hurt Business, aka Cedric Alexander, Shelton Benjamin. I'm glad they gave them time and they could do a few cool spots because it's for talented dudes who you know are going to deliver any night of the week if you let them wrestle. Not that we're getting this again anytime soon because one team on Raw, one team on SmackDown, but they made time and had a fun little match. Can't complain. Usos won in the end, and the crowd were definitely pro Usos. And I guess before I dive into the show, I'd like to give major props to the crowd. They were certainly into just about everything they got, and I'm glad they had a fun time because anybody who's not involved in what is going on with the world, and you know what, I'm not going to go into that kind of detail on this channel, have fun. And they certainly look like they had fun. Back to the show. Main card, we started out with Hell in a Cell. Ballsy move, WWE. But we were ready for it, and so were Edge and Rollins. The match was fantastic. You could tell that both men took the time to just go into what they wanted to do, how they were going to make this special. I felt like we missed out on nothing. Nothing at all. We had throwbacks to their first few matches. We had throwbacks to Edge's Hell in a Cell with Undertaker. He hit the elbow with the chair through Rollins and a table. So, love that moment. I even remember he did that to Mick Foley on SmackDown going into his Hell in a Cell match with Undertaker in 2008. That was a cool spot. We teased a lot, though. As expected, Rollins kicked out of a spear. But then Rollins started to play around. We had chairs, we had tables, we had ladders. Then he grabbed a chain and wrapped it around his boot and kicked the crap out of Edge. But thankfully, Edge wasn't taking it. He did not want the stomp. Instead, have a chair to the nuts. Rollins really sold that well. And Edge finally got to put the demons to bed. And yes, he missed, but we're all human beings. We all make mistakes. The point is, a hell of a finish for that match. Edge using the chain on his own boot, stomping Rollins on a chair. Edge beat Rollins. We are done. This was the only Hell in the Cell match I needed this year. And major props to those two, making it feel special. I can't wait to see what's next for either of them. But we'll see what happens when we get there. Next up, Mansoor Mustafa Ali. No surprise that Mansoor won, but the match was pretty good. I enjoyed the false finishes, especially Mansoor's moonsault not ending the match. However, if you watched the show, did you notice they cut to just the crowd for the pinfall of that when Ali counters it into a Koji clutch? You idiots! You absolute idiots! Kevin Dunn and his buck teeth, man, just cannot keep the camera where we want it to be. Because that ruined it a bit for me. But then Ali went for a 450 while Mansoor was leaned against the ropes. Didn't hit. Mansoor got his new neck breaker. 1, 2, 3. There you go. The streak lives. One of the only real streaks in wrestling today. Mansoor winning in Saudi Arabia. Then we took a turn for what could have been the worst because Ali attacked Mansoor after the match. And then somebody came out to the ring dressed in, I guess, traditional robes of the Saudi Arabian men there, and you couldn't see his face, and we're all wondering where this is going. Turns out it was somebody from, well, I guess it was, as Cole described it, the karate, I can't even remember what he said. Cole made it sound so stupid, but it was a legitimate Olympic medal winner from Saudi Arabia in karate. He came out, he kicked the hell out of Ali, the crowd loved every second of it, and Mansoor walked off with him. Good moment for the crowd, nothing to complain about. And that was really the only big surprise of the evening with people. So I'm not going to complain. It's not like it's Shane McMahon winning a tournament that he wasn't even in. It's just a nice little surprise. Here you go. Here's this person. You know him. Hey, he's helping your homeboy out. Moving on. I believe Raw Tag Team Championships were next. RK Bro, AJ Styles, and Omos. I was wrong on this one. Honestly, I thought this is where we'd get brought back to reality, but after a hilarious camel ride from Riddle, yes, they did that, and I found it very cool and funny. Nice little match. We had the RKO counter from this phenomenal forearm, giving the crowd that pop, and then tag to Riddle, floating bro, 1, 2, 3 on Styles. RK Bro are still the tag team champions. I honestly thought this one was going to go that way, but maybe we're breaking up Styles and Omos quicker than I thought if the teases are going to come through, because I really thought RK Bro lose the belts, reality sits in, and I really want to see what they're going to do to break them up, because we just know we're going to get something. Don't know when, but not now with the belts. Still the tag team champions, RK Bro. Enjoyed it just the same. We'll see where we go from there. Another swerve next up, Queen of the Ring finals. Hey, I'll say one thing. It wasn't a 1 minute and a half nonsensical match. Doudrop and Zelina did their best given the circumstances. And the biggest surprise of all, the winner, Zelina Vega, won. She won clean with her code red. That was very cool to see. Because honestly, if someone named Vega doesn't win a tournament, it's a shame to everything gamers know. But she did it. She won clean. I really thought Doudrop was going to be the one with this cute gimmick, but they've given it to someone who more deservingly can work with this gimmick to her advantage. And hey, I got nothing against it. Zelina coming back to WWE, I thought would have been a real miss now that her husband is obviously crushing it in AEW. But now she's Queen of the Ring. She has done something extraordinarily that I know she's going to continue on the best she can. Squad goals. Congratulations, Zelina Vega. No hate on that. From there, Bobby Lashley Goldberg. It's pretty much what I expected it to be. A lot of people are giving it a little bit more praise than necessary, but I guess that's because it made Goldberg look like Goldberg, which, yeah, it was nice to see. Lashley tried in the beginning. Apparently, it was just announced Falls Count Anywhere out of nowhere, too. That was kind of strange because it was just previously called No Holds Barred. Lashley had a chain and immediately went to work on Goldberg with it around the fist, but Goldberg didn't care. He came back from everything. Spear, jackhammer, very safe jackhammer. Good job, Bill. You are 2 for 2 on good jackhammers this year. 1 for Drew McIntyre at the Rumble and now Bobby Lashley at Crown Jewel. Because we all know what happened when Goldberg hit a jackhammer on The Undertaker in Saudi Arabia a couple years ago and how terrible that went. And I'm still worried about that every time I see Goldberg wrestle, but I didn't have to be worried here. Goldberg kicking ass, but no pin after the jackhammer. No. Instead, let's take Lashley outside, spear him through the barricade, why don't you? And then he apparently looked like he was going to crush him with the stairs. Didn't happen. Hurt Business actually came out to help Lashley, but help out, I mean get hit with a kendo stick, get taken out, and then allow Goldberg to spear Lashley off the stage and get the 1, 2, 3. This was a nice Goldberg win. It was what I was expecting, and there wasn't really any nonsensical BS in it the whole time either. There was no interference from Gage. He wasn't even there as far as I was concerned. Goldberg got his revenge, and I love every second of it simply because it was built to it, and it wasn't for the WWE Championship. Moving on with all love and respect. Okay, where did we go from here, though? This is where you might lose me for a second. Oh, gosh. I had the show memorized. What have we gone through? We got the kickoff. First match was what again? Now you've lost me. Hell in a Cell. Mansoor Ali. Come on, Apollo. You got it. Mansoor Ali. Raw Tag Team Championship. Queen of the Ring. Lashley. Goldberg. So we've got 3. Okay, no. I'm pretty sure I know where we're back. I think from here, King of the Ring is where we went after this. And this was the moment that we all wanted. Xavier Woods, Finn Balor, match was clean as a whistle. Honestly, I don't want to put them down because this is not what it was about. I was a little bit disappointed in the match, and that's not really me throwing shade, but I really thought these two were going to crush it more because it's just so much creativity into one match. I was ready for more. I'll be honest, little underwhelming there. But what mattered was, clean as a whistle, Woods gets his elbow from the top, and 1, 2, 3, King Woods is here. And I could be wrong. I think I may have heard him shout while he had the crown on before the camera cut, "This is for Breeze." That means even more to me, being a fan of Up, Up, Down, Down, and etc., etc. Xavier Woods has accomplished his childhood dream. He is the king of the ring, and he is going to make this gimmick feel 100% real again. I have full faith in everything he's about to do with it. And oh my gosh, his interview after the match is so surreal in today's world of wrestling. Like, if you haven't seen it, go watch it. It's only about 2 minutes. But he explains how nervous he was for this. And after nearly 20 years of doing this is something so new and real to him he just wasn't expecting. That is what pro wrestling's about, damn it. You gotta love to see it. And from one New Day to another, WWE Championship match, Big E, Drew McIntyre. This was the sleeper match that I am glad they delivered on. I enjoyed every second of this. They built it so well. And my God, I got what I wanted. Big E kicked out of a Claymore kick, just straight up in the middle of the ring. I'm thinking to myself, wait a sec, are they going to give this to him? And he did. He did. He kicked out of it. And 2 big endings later, and a hell of strength shown for the second one, having to manhandle Drew up like that. If you've seen the match, Big E is still the WWE Champion. Respect shown after the match. To SmackDown, Drew goes, and Big E's still the man on Monday. Just like Woods is now the man on Friday. It was a great match, and honestly, if it wasn't for the Hell in the Cell, I would probably say match of the night goes to the WWE Championship match. But if you saw the Hell in the Cell, you know. Now, SmackDown Women's Championship Triple Threat. They didn't sucker me in. They didn't sucker me in to the right woman winning for the right brand. No, no, no. If Bianca didn't win on Raw, I knew Becky Lynch was going to retain here. And she did. It was a fun match. A little bit slow in the beginning, but they were building well and then grabbed me about halfway through for the false finishes. But, ooh, we got the KOD to Becky in the ring. Sasha and Bianca battling out who gets the pin, but Becky don't care. She rolls Sasha up. She grabs the ropes to help, and 1, 2, 3, still the SmackDown Women's Champion. Probably going to be Raw Women's Champion soon, Becky Lynch. I knew it, man. I knew it. If we did it with New Day and Street Profits last year, we're going to do it with the women this year. Let's just trade our belts in for the right show matching up. It's dumb and lazy, but I knew they were going to do it. And I'm also happy Becky didn't lose. I imagine a lot of her fan base there would have been really disappointed with her finally coming to Saudi Arabia and losing. So he didn't do that. I agree with the finish. Moving on. It's Brock Lesnar, Roman Reigns. And oh, this really could have been something bad. I was worried going into it with last minute jitters, like, are we gonna get the finish wrong? Is it gonna be a minute and a half? Is Paul Heyman just gonna ruin everything about it? No, it was good. It's probably the best match they've had building wise. Like, I didn't have regrets walking out from the show with this main event. It didn't ruin their finishers. It wasn't a minute and a half. It wasn't half an hour. We did the smart things with these two. We had a nice little kerfuffle, a brouhaha in the beginning. Roman Reigns gets the Superman punches and the spear, but Lesnar kicks out. Okay, we're taking away my hilarious notion of Roman winning with one spear, but I was much closer than people would have guessed. Brock Lesnar comes back. Suplex City biatch. F5. Roman kicks out. Okay, we've only seen one finisher each so far. Not too bad. And then this is where things got scary for me. Because you could tell Charles Robinson, the referee, was getting way too close to them when Brock had Roman up on his shoulders for a second time. F5 into the referee. He's down. Can't pin Roman. The ref's down. Brock Lesnar's angry. Spear. Second spear. Both men down. Okay. Still no referee. Both men want Heyman to throw them the championship. What does Paul Heyman do? He throws it in betweenst them. That was a nice little touch of teasing to absolute close death. And the funny thing is, it led to the stupid tug of war for the belt that, if you would remember, they did going into their first match all those years ago back in 2015. It was stupid then and it's stupid now, but at least now we've evolved so much from those days. Another old funny flashback, when Lesnar hit the second F5 and knocked the ref out, he grabbed him by the belt like he did to the ref at Extreme Rules in 2012, and it's still such a funny visual to me doing that with one arm. But back to the match. Brock got the belt, but Usos in, double super kick. Roman Reigns grabs the championship. Off the skull of Lesnar it goes. And another referee came in and counted 1, 2, 3. Roman Reigns beats Brock Lesnar. And I had no bad feelings about it. I feel like it was built so well. Bro, like this felt so much like when Roman beat Lesnar in 2018 at SummerSlam, it didn't feel like he did a damn thing because of all the Strowman interference and nonsensical BS. This was different. With or without Paul Heyman's full cooperation, Roman Reigns beat Brock Lesnar. Was it clean? No. Have they possibly set up a rematch for next year? Yes. But right now, we can bask in his glory. And I know that belongs to somebody else, but that somebody else doesn't like to use his full name anymore. So, out of here you go. Roman Reigns, Tribal Chief, head of the table, the Ring Keeper, as I like to call him, is still the Universal Champion. And I'm loving every second of this. I can't wait for Roman and Big E at Survivor Series. I'd love to see Big E get a shock win, but I'm probably fine either way with how things are going. Great match, great finish. And again, the best show we possibly could have got at Saudi Arabia. Well done. Well done. As a fan who is not looking at this politically, I had a good time watching this with my friends. And I hope you all did too. And that's it. If there's one last funny thing I'd like to throw in, that you probably have all heard if you watched the Roman Reigns-Brock Lesnar match at the end, why did they play Roman's old music for some of that? Did Kevin's buck teeth accidentally hit the button for Roman's old music the same time his new music was being played? Or was that meant to happen as some kind of nostalgia with the fact that these two have been battling for so long now? I have no idea. It didn't mean much to me personally, but it was very funny to hear it all of a sudden. That's going to do it. Have a great day, everybody. Wrestling's still going strong today. Hell, if you're a fan outside of WWE, we've got Impact's Bound for Glory Saturday. My boy, Christian Cage, Josh Alexander for that Impact World Championship. And if anyone's curious, I'm still following Christian as much as I can. I could post more on the channel, but honestly, I love to enjoy this last run by myself. So that's more or less me. If you heard my AEW comments for my predictions and reactions to All Out, you probably know that by now. But we're seeing where this goes. I personally think if anyone's going to beat Christian for the Impact Championship, Josh Alexander's a great pick. He's Canadian, great wrestler, great journey. We'll see what happens. So you get that Saturday. We're busting into much more stuff going into November. But right now, when it comes to the channel, I'll see you guys Monday for my reactions to The Invisible Man. That's going to be a fun time. And another movie coming Friday next week that I react to. Stay tuned. Have a lovely time, everybody, and keep it real.